All right, so our last warm up is using textured objects, okay, like the cover that goes under a rug, bubble blower here, or something that looks like this. So this is a roller with a foam end to create patterns on a piece of construction paper. So we're going to be using tools that look like this that have texture to them to create a pattern on a colored piece of paper. Now, a couple of things. Let me share with you what these patterns might look like. Okay, so I did one here, okay, using a foam, the foam brayer that looks like this. So rolling it in the white paint and then rolling it back and forth, okay. Notice that it kind of creates a series of stripes that are semi-even, pretty cool. Then I created this pattern using, well, it looks less exciting here. Hold on, wrong way. This pattern here using the rug mat, okay, and a piece of paper towel. So I'll share with you how to do that. And then this last one, the bubble blower, I have not yet done yet. Okay, so I'll share with you kind of what protocol is for doing that. Now we're working on construction paper just so that we can create a pattern using the white paint you will see. You will actually use white paint on your final. So all I have here is a piece of construction paper. I've squirted out a glob of white paint. I'll give you guys a flat brush and you're gonna spread it as evenly as you can over most of the paper. This is gonna act as your stamp pad in a little bit, okay? To create a pattern using some of these, okay, what I'm going to do is take some of my tools. In this case, I'm gonna roll this. So this is my foam brayer. Roll it to get this evenly coated. I'm gonna move my stamp pad and then rolling, okay, this on the paper, okay. I can roll this in different ways to create different patterns. If I'm running out, I can redip it in my stamp pad, okay, and continue on, okay. So this is an example of a pattern, something that repeats using this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and shift this over and share with you the second one I've already created, okay, which is using an object like this. So what I would do is, once I have this evenly coated, I would take a section of this, okay, so maybe something that looks like this. Because this is open, if I press my hand here, I'm gonna end up with most of the paint on my hand. So I'm gonna put down a piece of paper towel and press it as evenly as I can on here. I will remove paper towel, remove my stamp, okay, which is this right here, remove my ink pad, and then let's see what this looks like on a piece of construction paper. So on the construction paper, I am going to lay this down like so. And I am going to use the same, I would say the same piece of paper towel to press down on top, pressing it on top to transfer the paint to the surface. That way it doesn't end up all over my hands, although I do have some on my hands. And then I peel up the paper towel, peel up my textured object, okay? And I have a texture that looks like that. Pretty cool, okay? Now my last one, I wanna see how this works. And this may or may not work, but again, we're using this warm-up period to test this out. Okay. For this one, I might need to add a little bit more white paint to my stamp pad. I might not. I'm just gonna spread this out again one more time, okay? And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is put this object down on my stamp pad. Now because this is open, I will need to take my paper towel and press it firmly, okay, so that I can put pressure on my stamp without getting my hands completely dirty, okay. So right now by pressing it all the way around, I should have some white paint on my stamp. You can see right here. Move the ink pad, okay, and then the last section is I'm going to get a completely new paper towel, And I'm going to put my stamp that's in paint down. New paper towel. This one is not new, but you can imagine. New paper towel. Pushing it on top. Press, press, press. Just pressing it completely down to the paper. Okay. And then pulling it up. Okay. So you can see how that leaves sort of a pattern or texture. Okay. All of these things you can use, all the objects I'm going to give you in different ways. The main thing you've got to ask yourself is, do I have, is my stamp, whatever I'm using as my stamp, is this evenly coated? Okay, with the white paint. You don't need a whole lot of white paint, you just need some to evenly coat. Use the paper towels anytime you have an object that has an open area, kind of like this, right? So the bubble thing and also the rug thing, make sure you use paper towel as you're pressing this on the stamp pad, and then different paper towel as you're pressing it to your paper, okay? That's gonna ensure that you don't end up completely covered in paint, that it also doesn't get the extra areas like this covered in white paint where you don't want it. Okay, so paper towels, and then even pressure, okay, in order to transfer. Okay, create a couple different ones of these just as practice, so you have some options to use as your final.